Because of school and COVID, I haven't been back home for almost 6 years. One of the top priorities for my trip home this time is to visit my aging grandparents and revisit this small town where I've spent a good chunk of my childhood years. This place has undergone a lot of changes. My grandparents' place is now a half ripped down area. Old buildings were taken down and replaced by modern shopping malls, to just name a few. But the only thing that hasn't changed is my grandparents' love and loyalty for the home where they have lived more than 50 years. So we took the bullet train to go to my grandparents' town, Yingde. I remembered before the existence of bullet train, we used to take this once-a-day long-distance bus, something like Greyhound in the US, and usually it took 7 to 8 hours or even longer to get there. But now it only takes 2 hours with bullet train. There are 4 luxurious seats in one booth. It's so spacious that you could probably do yoga in the aisle. And these seats are so fancy. They are covered in leather and you can completely lie down. And these buttons are to adjust however you want the seat to be. There are also a small dining table and a small TV hidden inside the side arms. The ticket includes a meal and a snack box. These meals are priced at about 40 kwai, which is considered expensive for a train meal. But we ended up eating the meals later, and the taste was very average. If you watched my last video about Guangzhou, you probably know that it's really hard to get a ticket with a seat for bullet train. So this time, there wasn't even standing tickets left. So we were kind of forced to get the first class tickets because that's the only thing left. And you really do feel like a king and queen if you're willing to pay for this price, which is 4 times more than a regular ticket. And there's also a beautiful attendant who serves the booth. After getting off the train, we took a cab to go to my grandparents' home. This place is used to be a work and residential community, where there were office buildings for the employees and the residential buildings for them to live. And there's also a big yard or playground space for the families and kids to hang out. And now the office buildings and the yard were torn down, people started to grow stuff in the yard, and any remaining empty space is now parked with cars. There are still 3 old residential buildings left in this community. These are the storage rooms. As you could see, the condition is really bad. I don't know if anyone is still actually using it. And you can tell the buildings are really old if the outside is the gray-looking cement. Alright, we're almost there. I've lived here for so long that I could still find their home with my eyes closed. The staircase is very bad too, very dirty and dark. People keep putting the advertisements or draw on the wall. Alright, this is it. I'm getting very excited. This would be the first time seeing them in 6 years. This is my mom knocking at the door. And this is my grandma. She's gotten a lot skinnier now, but still looking pretty healthy. This is my grandpa, still sitting on his favorite chair. My grandpa's memory is getting worse by day. He didn't quite recognize his own daughter, my mom. He also keeps mixing up with me and my mom. I am very sad to see that his memory is deteriorating so drastically. And this is my cousin. She's already pumped 2 kids, and they bring the lights to the family. And this is my cousin's newborn daughter. And I can see my mom is having a lot of fun with these 2 kiddos. She has been promoted to be a great aunt now. And this is my uncle holding the other kiddo. I think my grandpa is very confused about who I am. He has also gotten a lot skinnier, especially on his cheeks, ever since he has lost most of his teeth and the jawbone started to recede drastically. He's also suffering from knee problems started last year, and that's caused him not being able to walk around the neighborhood more and even taking care of himself. But anyways, we're about to have our big family lunch now. Our family's cooking style is always very simple, as you could probably tell. My aunt cooked all of these dishes, and she made steam free-range chicken, meatball soup, fresh veggie, tofu skin soup. And all of these are very iconic Cantonese family-style dishes, and they are always my comfort food at all times. In any case, if these buildings are torn down one day, this is gonna be my only memory of my grandparents' home, and also my childhood home. This is the corridor. It has gradually become an area where we take off our outgoing shoes and replace with the slippers. This is the living room. My grandpa used to like practicing Chinese calligraphy, and all of the calligraphies in this room are written by himself. I guess this is also part of the living room, and it has now become a storage and a reading corner for my grandma. It used to have a lot less clutter, but my grandparents don't have the energy to organize it anymore. And this is the kitchen. I would say it's very rudimentary, and my grandparents just have enough stuff for the two of them. It is still very common to use propane gas stove in many Chinese households, and I just wish I can make more money soon enough to help them make necessary upgrades. And this is the water reservoir, just in case there's water outage. This is the master bedroom where my grandparents stay, and the hardwood bed frame is still very common in Chinese households, and honestly, I can't get used to that anymore. Outside the bedroom is the porch area. My grandpa used to grow a lot of plants, and the leaves would literally cover most of these metal frames. But as he's getting old, he doesn't have enough energy to take care of those plants anymore. So this porch has been empty for a very long time. Also, the porch area is where we air dry our clothes. Well, I guess he still have a few plants left. We used to have a pet bird, but it has passed a long time ago due to aging, and for some reason we're still keeping this bird cage. This is used to be one of the other bedrooms for my uncle and my aunt. But after they moved out, this bedroom has become my grandparents' wine production room. This is the bathroom. It's also very rudimentary. The lower area is for showering, and this is the water heater. Wet shower and squat toilet are still pretty common in China, and I can't get used to them anymore. I do think that the Western style shower and toilet are more hygienic and also more convenient for senior people. These are definitely the top upgrades I want to make once I save enough money. No matter how rudimentary it is, this place still has the best memory of my life. Now I'm about to go out to revisit the nearby area. This location is still very convenient to life essentials. My grandparents' place is minutes walk away from the local pharmacies, convenience stores, farmers market, basically all that they could possibly need. Which is so different from the USA, where you need a car to go to most places. And this is still just a small town in China. This is the local wet market. It's always wet and smelly. I do enjoy This one is a seafood stand. And it's common to see that people sell eggs in room temp. And these are the meat vendors. And meats are also handled in room temp. I remember my grandma used to go to the market very early in the morning so that she could get the freshest meats. This is the downtown area. It is a lot more modern. There's a Walmart here and a bunch of jewelry stores. Actually, there are so many Walmart franchise in China nowadays. We also passed a local pet store. There's a variety of pets here, such as cats, dogs, parrots, hamsters, tiny turtles, etc. And this kid is trying to get a feel of the hamster. This is the last meal we had with my grandparents before going back to my hometown. So much has changed in this place, yet it is still so familiar. I wish I had captured all of these 10 years ago, 5 years ago when I had the chance, but I never thought of it then. But every time when I close my eyes, I could still vividly see the best image of this town.